it wouldn't be A2 without modelling in it. So, another modelling part of the topic. I've put the question up. Why don't you just give it a go? Try it. See what happens. Okay, how did it go? If you attempted it, good. If you didn't, that's fine as well. These can get quite confusing. So I'm here to try and make it easier and try and make it simpler. So, Bruce starts a new company. In year 1, his profits will be 20,000. He predicts his profits to increase by 5,000 each year, so that his profits in year 2 are 25,000, year 3 30,000, and so on. He predicts that this will continue until he reaches annual profits of 100,000. He then models his annual profits to remain at 100,000. So he's going to go from 20 to 25 to 30, 35, 40, 45, all the way to 100 grand, and then it's going to stay at 100 grand. Calculate the profits for Bruce's business in the first 20 years. Okay, so let's make a series. A sequence. Let's make an arithmetic sequence. He's going to go from 20k to 25k to 30k and so on until he reaches 100k, and then he's going to stay at 100k. Right, so A is 20,000. D is 5,000. And you're trying to work out his profits in the first 20 years. Now, he said his profits are going to remain at 100,000. So you need to first work out how long does it take him to reach 100,000. So if we do UN equals A plus N minus 1D, and we make UN equal to 100,000. So we're essentially trying to find the first term where he reaches 100,000, or the first year where he reaches 100,000. So 20,000 plus N minus 1 times 5,000. When you expand and you simplify, you work out N to be 17, which means for years 17, 18, 19, and 20, which means for the years 18, 19, and 20, he makes 100,000. So if we're trying to work out the total sum in 20 years, we need to break it down. We need to work out the sum in 17 years. We need to work out the sum in 17 years and then add the sum for the following 3 years. So 3 times 100,000. This gives the sum to 20 years. Okay, to work out S17, we're going to do N over 2 times 2a plus N minus 1d. So we end up with, plug it in, 17 over 2 times 2 times 20,000 plus N minus 1, 16, and then d, 5,000. Let's make those square. So S17 is equal to 1,020,000. Okay? And then you're going to add the 300,000 because he's made 100 grand in the 18th, 19th, and 20th year. So in total, he's made £1,320,000 in profit in those 20 years. And that's how you do part A. Okay, part B says, state one reason why this might not be a suitable model. What do you think? How do you think you'd answer that question? Okay, can he make 5,000 every year? Is that, something that he can predict? No, because profits in business tends to be exponential. You can earn little to nothing in the first 10 years, and then 2 years later, you can be making a huge amount. So it's not suitable. It's unlikely his profits will increase by the same amount each year. That is enough of a reason as to why it's not suitable. Okay, part C. Bruce's financial advisor says the yearly profits are likely to increase by 5% per annum. Per annum means per year. Using this model, calculate the profits for Bruce's business in the first 20 years. Okay, so instead of increasing by 5,000, it's increasing by 5%, which means it's going up by 5%. Our A remains as 20,000. But are we going to have D or are we going to have R? We're going to have R. And what is that R going to be? 1.05. Because essentially, every year he has 105% of what he had the previous year. Okay? Right. So, Sn A bracket Rn minus 1 over R minus 1, because our R is greater than 1. So S20 will be 20,000 times R to the power of 20 minus 1 all over, and let's rewrite this, 1.05 to the power of 20 minus 1 all over 1.05 minus 1. This gives 661,319.08. So, after 20 years, his total profits will be 661,319 and 8 pence. There you go. That is a typical modelling question. As with all other modelling questions, I would say spend the time to go through as many as you possibly can. The exams like to use modelling because they're hard. They're not easy, they're not straightforward, they can be quite confusing, and you have to have a really good understanding of the topic as a whole to then implement it in these random scenarios that they give. So give it a shot. Try as many questions as you can find. If you have the Edexcel book, definitely use the Edexcel book.